Well, Alex, thank you for being on our show. And we were at your podium discussion, and you said you love to bring a little bit sarcasm and irony in your podcast and in imitating left people with very controversial opinions.
Yes.
So what do you think about when you hear that in Europe, especially Germany, a journalist got sued by the Minister of Inner Affairs for posting a sarcastic meme that she doesn't like freedom of speech? What is your point on that?
It's very scary. Not just what's happening in Germany, what's happening in the UK. I believe it's something like they're arresting 100 people a day. I mean, don't quote me on that, but the amount of people that are getting arrested for social media posts should be zero, unless the social media post is actually calling for violence or is a serious threat. Other than that, you should be able to say anything you want. And I think Germany is a good example of there's literally no freedom of speech in Germany, and it's a great country, some of the smartest, most brilliant people in Germany, yet you don't have the ability to speak freely. So I'm actually not surprised, and I really hope that that sort of, I guess you'd call toxic censorship does not find its way to America, and it already has a little bit, but I'm really hoping it stays in Europe because I think that that trend is going to come to America very soon.
Yeah, especially when you see that big tech gets dictated from the European Union with the Digital Safety Act, which says we are saving the children from harming content on the internet, but it's actually censorshiping conservative voices. Do you feel a fear that they might start censoring you?
Oh, 100%. And see, that is kind of like the psychological operation when it comes to like censorship. I'll just say this much. I am worried every single day, even now that Elon owns X. I still don't necessarily trust it. Most of the people at X probably could cancel me in 2 seconds. So I find it very disheartening. And I go and I speak at a lot of college campuses, and I try to warn young kids is that this digital media space, whether it's social media, whether anything you're posting online, the technocracy, the people that are in power, all the tech companies, they will make it so that you cannot say whatever they don't approve of on their platforms, and that is going to get worse. So it's a very scary future. Like, I imagine in 10 years, the censorship is going to be 1,000% worse than it is now, and I hope I'm wrong, but it's only going to get worse.
And when you think that the left side is actually using the very hateful rhetoric, what we saw with Charlie Kirk, that they framed him as a white supremacist, that he is a fascist, that he is
misogynist.
Yes, but actually they are the ones who are increasing the tension. Like the conservative influencers, like you go to the campuses, you try to talk with the people, but the media is raising this hateful rhetoric. Are you afraid that second Charlie Kirk could happen?
I mean, I am not personally afraid of dying, and if that was the outcome, I would still go to college campuses, and I'm not trying to say that's a virtue signal, but I look at Charlie Kirk as a guy that knew that he got multiple threats all the time and was fearless and never stopped going to school, so I'm not going to stop. When it comes to like future threats of violence, I am worried about copycat stuff. You look at Luigi Mangione, they're basically making him out to be a hero. Now, that's not happening in the Charlie situation, but there are a lot of people that said some disgusting things that I wouldn't expect, because if something like that happened to Jasmine Crockett or AOC or a politician that I didn't agree with, I definitely wouldn't celebrate their death. So it's just a sad indication of where we're at, and we're desensitized, and we don't care about other people, and we actually try to spread hate and not love, and that's kind of why the internet's become so toxic.
Thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you.